Tweet it out.
There you go. We're gonna wait a few minutes just because it generally takes a few minutes for some people to jump in.
Okay.
Yep, just started.
It started now?
Yep, we are live. We can just hang out for a little bit just because people are generally tuning in.
Okay. I'm I'm just gonna tweet this out, see who shows up for my fan base.
There
I'm
you
assuming
go.
some people will.
Sure, I'm sure you'll have your fair share of fans, my good sir. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna mute my phone.
That's a
One
that's a
second.
Oh, there's manga explained.
There he is.
Man. Let's see. I'm gonna put that on the front of my channel too, because it's not
Dude, you're
like I.
going hardcore.
Well, I just I want people to see it, obviously, because it's like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Plus, again, my One Punch Man video, it's already kind of got the momentum it needs, so it can keep going. I don't need to worry about it anymore.
I'm
Okay.
only here for Matt. Thank you. That makes me feel better.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad. Just
Uh,
consider it.
let's see. Okay.
My Hero Academia is the best. Yes, My Hero Academia is like one of my favorite horror animes out
Oh,
there right now.
I actually like My Hero Academia.
Oh, I fucking love My Hero Academia.
I think its strongest parts are actually the characters and the scenes, the way they play out in that show.
Hmm.
Specifically, that scene where my favorite one of the whole show is that one where Kachan is being taken over by the sludge monster, and he just runs out there. This music starts playing. You Say Run, my favorite track in the whole soundtrack, and it's just the face he gives. It's like everything about that scene is just so perfect to make me feel bad.
I know. I just love that anime. There's so many good things about that anime. It's just like I hope it becomes a shonen. Not even gonna lie, I really do. All right,
I
let's go ahead.
I hope it
Let's go ahead.
becomes more popular than it already is, because it's a good show and it deserves it.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this started. What's up, guys? My name is Manime Matt, and today I am joined with.
Hey, I'm DuoReview. I'm that theory guy that do some stuff that people get mad about.
Yes, he does the anime theories on his channel. He's really cool. He's got some really amazing clickbait videos that have decent, which are great. We're just talking about. He's gonna teach me how to make clickbait videos for you guys, so don't worry. This is like one of our promises. Anyway, today we are both huge fans of horror anime.
Oh yeah,
We were going back and forth on Twitter about Higurashi. You're always talking about Miraneki and so on. So I
oh
figured that would be a really good topic for the two of us to talk about.
oh yeah. I've To be fair, I'm assuming this is gonna boil down to three, maybe four specific shows, considering, but
Yeah.
that's because there's some very specific ones. And let me get this out of the way just real quick. I found other horror anime from Watch Mojo, and let me tell them this: you don't know what a horror anime is, because Serial Experiments Lane is not a horror anime. I
Dude, don't go to Watch Mojo, please,
I,
for the love of God, for
I,
all of us.
I don't do it anymore. It's just I did that that was when I was first looking for other horror anime after my first one, and it was like they put another above Higurashi, and we'll get into that later. But then they put Serial Experiments Lane at like number 8, and it's not a horror. I don't understand.
They just don't give a shit. They legitimately are there for like let's fucking find the views. Google the horror tag and like whatever fucking anime fits in there. We'll go with it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to do top 10 YouTube theorists. Please put me on there.
They did top 10 anime YouTube reviewers.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
a
not a
real
reviewer.
video.
I'm not a reviewer though, so
Yeah, same. That's
obviously I'm
my
gonna get
problem.
ignored.
I'm
Uh,
always ignored.
yeah, well, that's just kind of until you get to like a certain point where you get to like that 50K subscriber thing, you kind of can just get ignored entirely. But hey, once you get there, then you can become super obnoxious with your uploads, where they get like so hardcore opinionated, where it's not even fun to watch them anymore.
There you go. I'm looking forward to that point, guys. Help Anime Matt gets to 50,000 subscribers so he can just make a bunch of terrible videos talking about his opinions and then getting drunk and calling himself a drunk American.
Oh yeah,
I'm not making a reference to anyone.
oh, and then well, also getting drunk and then calling every single other anime YouTuber trash.
Exactly. I feel like that's the best strategy to go about.
That was perfect timing, because that day I posted a Boku no Pico video, so I was like, yeah, yep, my videos are trash today. Oh,
Who
it's
is the other guy talking?
uh,
DuoReviews. He's
yeah. I'm
anime.
Oh,
YouTuber also.
I'm the anime theory guy. The only one.
The anime theorist.
Yes, the one who is basically living off of Matt Pat being popular.
The day his channel goes under, you are gone from existence.
No, I'll do something else.
There you go.
uh,
Anyway, so we have not talked about horror. Oh,
I
it's
don't
been fucking
know.
5 minutes.
I don't know. Some of the other some of the things were pretty scary.
Right. So okay, so obviously Higurashi is one anime we have in common.
Oh,
What
well, I've
fucking
another.
oh god, yes, we have to talk about another.
Elfin Lied. I don't know if you've watched that one. Have you?
Yeah, I've watched it. I don't know if I call that a horror anime.
It's close enough.
It's close enough.
Future
Okay.
Diary, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
That I think that one's close enough you can call it horror because it's got several elements of a horror.
Oh yeah, yeah, no.
Let's see. It's funny because it's like I don't know. When it comes to horror, there's not a lot of good, memorable horror anime.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those weird genres where it's just so hard to pull off well. Oh yeah, Serial Experiments Lane.
Zero Experiment, dude. How can you forget Experiments Rain?
That one's the best horror anime.
According to Google, Death Note's a horror anime. Madoka Magica, it's I guess I can see that.
Okay, if we're
Blue
gonna talk.
Exorcist. Blue Exorcist is a horror. God, okay,
Uh,
I've lost all trust in Google anime.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Death Note counts, but Madoka Magica I could kind of see that, but
Yeah.
it's more psychological if anything.
Speaking of which, so that's gonna be the first big one thing. So like, what's your favorite part about like a good horror anime? What's your favorite?
So the way I've always determined good horror is that it not only needs to shock and scare you in the moment, but it also needs to make you think about it long after. You need to legitimately be scared of it even after finishing said episode, said movie. If it's just there's a jump scare and right after that you don't feel anything, if you don't feel unsettled and unnerved, it's lost as a horror entirely, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel you. See, my main thing that I worship about horror anime. You know what's weird? I haven't specifically made a video about this yet, so maybe that's a good idea for a future topic. Is psychological buildup. I feel like any anime that does that well is automatically successful. Yeah, I keep hearing them say horror anime. Yeah, I want to specify. So there are a few words in the English language I cannot say, and horror is one of them. I will continue to say horror anime probably the entire fucking stream. So I'm just gonna warn you guys.
I don't care what I sound like. I already pronounced names wrong in Japanese, so you know what? That's life.
God. No, what was I going on? Yeah, but psychological buildup. So like shows that can do like psychological buildup and like mentally fuck me up, and then like I don't particularly like jump scares, but end it on something fucking scary. That's the best kind of shows.
Oh yeah, I
feel
agree.
like-
I
I feel
jump scares though they need to be built up to correctly, otherwise they can ruin the entire thing as well.
yeah.
That's again, I've got harsh opinions, but that's because of the first anime I watched. Let's see.
Yeah.
So do you want to jump into a specific anime? Because I'm better at explaining why something is or is not scary. Once
I have a question. Should we stick away from Higurashi because isn't that one of your picks for? Speaking of which, me and DuoReviews are gonna be together on anime fights this Wednesday. I think that's
to be fair, I don't think we need to avoid it in this case because nothing I say here is gonna like be important to the part of the debate we're doing because it's like it's not focusing on the horror aspect; it's focusing on a different thing.
yeah, that's true. Good point. All right, so let's start off with Higurashi. I think that's for me. That's the undisputed king of anime of horror anime.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything that's even come close to it as far as horror anime go, and it sucks because it was the first not only horror anime I watched, but first anime I watched.
That's a hell of an introduction. I have to admit. I mean, like for me, I started off with like Naruto and shit, and then I moved into like, and then right after that, I went straight to Clanad, which was like
Oh,
weird, but good. It was good. But god damn, that's Higurashi is your first anime. Like, what the fuck did you think anime was after that?
so I didn't even know what it was really. I've seen like there was Arcada's top 22 recommended anime list was like I typed in top 10 anime and that popped up. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna pick a random name from this list and we're gonna watch through that anime. And after skipping one that sounded boring, I clicked Higarashi's name, and I'm like, that's a weird sounding name. All right, let's watch this. And what happened was I kind of just I was watching the first couple episodes. I'm like, all right, this is something. It's all right. Then I got to the third episode, and that's where things started to change. And that show, I didn't understand how to watch anime, so I was watching it illegally, and they didn't order things correctly, so I had arcs out of order and everything. I watched half of Kai before I even watched the last two arcs. It was a real...
sucks.
No, the funny thing is, I actually felt like the way I watched it worked out really well, because I see snippets of these really horrible scenes. I'm like, what is that? Where's that from? I never saw it. And I eventually found out. I'm like, oh, man. But that show... There was one defining moment that like really got me. It's during the fourth arc, the fourth like main arc. I don't count the 2 episode like whatever arc. The one where it's Shion, like from her point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this moment where it's like the whole arc you've gotten to see the second arc from a different perspective, so it's already pretty screwed up. But you never really saw the specifics of what was going on, and it got to the part with Sadako. You know, all this buildup had gotten to what I think is the worst, most horrific death in the entire series. And I finished that torture scene. I turned off my Wii U gamepad. I went in the shower, and I contemplated my life decisions.
Which one? Okay, which one was the Sadako murder scene? That was the one...
The
where
cross.
he was being... Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, the stab to death one. That one, I was not ready for that. I didn't know what I was getting into, and I thought I could deal with it, and it was just like, I watched it, and I had no clue how to react. I just turned it off, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done for right now. That was, to be fair, that was like the part that screwed me up, but the whole anime builds up to that arc so perfectly. It's, I love it so much.
Yeah, like I said, Psychological was like one of my favorite things to fuck with you, because one particular scene I remember is basically like the first episode. It's the way it sets the themes and the story is you got this like slow build up. You know, one of the scenes that I remember just totally fucking with my brain was the scene where they come and give him like the game, like the losing game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the little balls of like rice. So they find out which one it is.
Yeah.
And you like, and it was just, you're just sitting there like, oh shit, it's like poisoned or something like that. And the needle was like just enough. Like when he bites in the needle and it like goes into his mouth and he spits it out and there's like some blood, and it was just enough to like to fuck with you mentally, but to let you know that like that's not the climax of the story. It's gonna get way fucking worse.
Oh.
And I just like I just remember that scene was like that build up. I'm like, oh shit, he has to like go to school tomorrow. He's gonna have to fucking like face them with that and like not like lose his shit. And I don't know, like that build up is just one of those most perfect like running up sort of scenes where I just when I saw it, I was like fucking like scared shitless.
That was one of the scenes that got me. Though to be fair, the one where she's just standing outside of his house, not even doing anything. She's just standing there. That was enough to make the hair on my arms like raise. I was fucking terrified because it was just like the aspect of not doing anything, the aspect of not knowing why they're out there. That's what really screwed with me. And the reason why I like Higurashi is because, and I made a whole video on this on purpose. The entire show is built, each arc specifically, to constantly screw with you and to completely divert your expectations. So like the first arc, you start it and it puts you in the shoes of the main character, one that's easy to associate with because he's new to the town as well, thus you're allowed to kind of get brought into the action without having to be just shoved into it without understanding. And as the arc continues, they slowly dial up the horror element, making things more and more unnerving, adding to it, until you get to like the end of the third episode and you're just shit scared to do anything. Like you don't know what's gonna happen at this point. And then after everybody dies and you're it leaves you with this ending that's like, okay, well, what actually happened there? Why did this happen? And you go, okay, how does this continue? Is this like, are they gonna go to a different character or what? And it starts the next episode and they're all back again. Every single one of them.
Dude, when that happened the first time, I legitimately thought like I had fucked up and like, oh, my player's broken. And I was like, fuck, like where did I find episode 6? And I had to Google it and find out like oh no, it repeats. It's a repeating arc. I'm like, oh, okay. And then holy shit. The
Uh,
fact that that ties into the story is also pretty excellent.
oh, I
My only
know.
problem with Higurashi was season 2. I know a lot of people have mixed views on it. I disliked it.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Higurashi Kai. This is kind of coming from somebody that thinks the first season is the absolute perfect horror experience as far as anime ever has to offer, and maybe ever will offer. The second season, I knew going in, it wasn't going to focus on that. It's already had accomplished what it needed to keep the viewer hooked. What I wanted the second season to do is to give me a resolution. Now, to be fair, I think the resolution they reached wasn't what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a slightly different answer. I'm not going to spoil it because somebody in the chat hasn't watched it. But the resolution they reached, I was like, okay, well, that's an answer, but I feel like it would have been interesting if you went down this route. But by the same token, I feel like it was still a good enough season for me, where I was still like, okay, I want to see how you're going to go about this. I want to see where this is going, and also, like, okay, how to explain? The opening and ending, while not as good, or the opening is, while not as good as the first opening, still was good. I love that. I don't know why that's always what I gotta mention when it comes to anime. But I love, like, that's just like the go-to thing. If I like the opening, it's probably going to be a good show. Unless it's Charlotte.
I'm about to say Divine Gate. Have you seen the Divine Gate opening?
No, I haven't.
It's so good, but the anime's shit.
Well, I don't know. The thing is I watched Kai, and then I watched the other stuff that comes after Kai. So I appreciate Kai for being good, because Ray is subpar, but at least it has an interesting question, at least. It's like, okay, this is an interesting concept. And then it gets into the OVA stuff, and it just ruins everything about the characters, and I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just low key bored throughout I feel like the first season had such good suspense and like well built like psychological horror, whereas the second season to me just didn't have it. It was like I see where this is going. It's like so much more predictable in my opinion, and it was a lot less scary. It was just okay.
Oh, I agree. It wasn't nearly as scary, but it's like I'm glad they gave a resolution, because we get enough anime now that don't get a resolution. So I'll take something as an answer over nothing. Plus, I've gone through Umineko a bit, and I already know more about Higurashi than I should have because of that. And by the way, I'm not talking about the anime, because the anime is... we need to talk about that too if you've watched it. Have you watched it?
Watch what?
Umineko no Naku ni.
Let me look it up.
It's the sequel series to the anime.
No, I have not watched it.
I don't know how to describe my feelings on that show, because it's just... It ruins it. It ruins everything about Higurashi.
Boy, that looks weird.
It's... To be fair, the actual visual novel, or at least the way I went, the manga, are really good, and they have some interesting points about what's going on in Higurashi, since the two are connected. But when you find it out, it's like, wow, that kind of ruins Higurashi a little bit for me now that I know what actually happened. I won't spoil it, but it would ruin the series a bit for you. And I'm considering making a theory video just to explain it to people, but then part of me is like, no, I don't want to do that because people won't like Higurashi anymore.
All right, let's go ahead and switch it up to a different anime. Let's see, we got another or let's stick to another or Miraneki. Which one you want to talk about?
If you want to get into another, I can get into it.
Dude, another. Okay, so another was the first anime. Okay, I know maybe this is not supposed to come off this way. Was the first anime that went from horror to horror comedy.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think I was not expecting that, and it was amazing. And I ended up enjoying it way more than I should have. Like, I had so much fun with that anime, and I was just like, at the end, like, this is fucking terrible. Like, this is, like, legitimately shitty. The story's awful. Like, the ending's crap as fuck, too, but, you know, it was funny. Yeah, it was just, like, the fucking death scenes, man. They built up psychological horror, because it was almost like a, what you call it? Like a parody. They build up the psychological horror really well. They do a really good job of it. and then like, watch out for umbrellas, guys. Like the fucking umbrella death scene. You're just sitting there, like in fucking tears, laughing your ass off. Like they had built up to this like crazy moment, and they're like, just fucking with you.
So, I'm gonna cite that Watch Mojo video again because they put another above Higurashi.
Oh my god.
So
no.
I went into it expecting it to be better than Higurashi because that's what Watch Mojo said, and I know I shouldn't have trusted them, but whatever. So another was one of those cases where I think the first part of it builds it up so well. I know the main character is really boring and dull, but if we take that out of it, everything surrounding Misaki Mei, everything involving her is just really interesting at first because you're like, okay, what is going on with this girl? Why aren't people addressing her existence? What is going on? You know what I mean? It's freaky. It's like a cool mystery. They keep going back to this dollhouse, this doll store, and this doll store is creepy as shit. But there's no jump scares in it, and it's like it's just building this up and building this up, and it's like, oh man, I want to know where they're going with this. And then the first jump scare happens, and that's where it starts to go downhill. Now I accepted the first jump scare. I think the way she died was a little dumb, but it was like, okay, I get it. They had to start something that would make it seem creepy. But halfway into the show, they drop all the mystery elements of the show and then start focusing on this garbage that's not scary at all. I don't care about the stupid curse. And so every death consecutively after that point just became like a joke. The teacher walks into the classroom and he slits his throat and it gets all over the students. And my first thought was, man, that's going to suck to clean out of your school uniforms. That should never be my first thought in a horror thing. But that's what was their first thought was. And then it's like the mansion scene. The mansion gets there, and it's just like...
Oh my god, the fucking mansion scene.
I knew we were in for something stupid when that girl falls out the window and dies in this weird crouched position. It was just such a dumb-looking pose, and I'm like, this is going to get really bad. And it's just like, they were killed off like flies in the stupidest way, and it was all their fault. It was all their fault. They had no excuse.
My favorite was the girl who like falls and accidentally hangs herself.
Yeah, I don't even... Oh my gosh.
I was just fucking laughing my ass off like, oh, what the fuck.
That is the lady, the head of countermeasures lady, that blames the main character the whole time, even though if she would have told him what was going on from the beginning, this wouldn't have happened. But they didn't do it and then just assumed it'd be all right, even though they noticed him talking to the girl that would cause the curse to start.
So fun fact, like, I actually had a whole entire, like, back when I first started this YouTube channel, there are 3 unlisted videos I have. Because this was back when I had a totally different idea for this channel. And they were, like, really comprehensive, like, comedy reviews of anime. And another was one of them. And I fucking tore that anime up so bad, it was great. I was like, how? Okay, so they say this happens once every 4 years. So once every 4 years, 12 to 15 people in this classroom fucking die.
Yep.
Why is this school open?
That's like the underlying question in all of this.
Why does anyone go to this school? Just fucking leave.
Just
like,
build a new school. If people are dying in mass, that is a bad thing for tourism. Obviously, you're losing tons of money as far as the city goes. So why exactly would you not remove said school, take it out, and go, hey, you know what? We're building a different school with nothing in relation to this other school, and everybody will be safe. Or you know what? Maybe they don't want to tear down the school building. You know what you do? You just don't put people back in the same class where everybody dies.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, their reasoning behind it is they did change school buildings, and they changed the numbers and tried everything like that. But, like, if it's that bad, just get a school bus, drive them to the next town over, and make them go to that high school.
Yeah.
And congratulations, you don't lose 10 to 20 citizens every fucking year. Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, it's so... Like, it's like, oh, you know, there's, like, mathematical evidence that people die a lot in this classroom. Like, there's, like, legitimate evidence. And you're just gonna go, like, fuck it, we'll see.
I don't know.
And if your kid gets in that fucking class, why do you stay in town? Because, because it doesn't just affect the kids, it affects, like, the families, too. Like,
yeah, I
fuck
know.
That. We'd be like, all right, well, we're moving for the year. We'll go to the next town over. You'll go to 9th grade there. Then with 10th grade, we'll move back to town. Like,
maybe it was on purpose. Maybe the town they're just full of a bunch of psychopaths or something. Like, to be fair, all the people there all seem pretty screwed up anyway. So maybe it's just it's like a huge cult thing that nobody seems to understand.
It's a cult sacrifice every year.
That'd be hilarious, and if I could actually prove that, that would make a fantastic garbage theory.
There you go, man. I just gave you a theory video, okay?
You know, the funny part is I've worked with less than that. I tried to say that the slice of life show Kinaro Mosaic was actually about one of the characters being in a coma.
Oh God. So I'm not gonna lie. So one of my favorite things to do with videos, like when I legitimately need like more time, like more space in the videos, is I will like what is it called? Like pull hairs. I'll just start fucking basically not lying, but making really crazy assumptions. And what was it? There was one specific video where I definitely pushed it way too far. And I remember like someone made a comment down below, like, I think you kind of went a little bit too far on that one thing. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't worry about it, man. I didn't totally just do that for time's sake.
Oh yeah, I the problem is that's what my whole channel's based around. Is just picking one minor thing and being like, you know what? Maybe this points to this. And so it's like every theory I come up with, I'm like, maybe this happened. But the worst part is, so far when I predict something happening, I've been right.
God.
I might have actually, because people have been telling me my ReZero theory might actually be correct. So that was great, because people said I was an idiot and I was wrong when I made that video. So screw them.
I tell you what, man. Like one of the, oh God, I don't know if I should say this, but that's fine. If someone steals it from me, tough shit. One of my new series videos. So like I'm ridiculously good at speculation. Like okay, not good in the fact like I get it right, but good in the fact that I can just make shit up. So one of my new like videos I'm probably gonna make this week is let's over speculate, and it's gonna be basically ridiculous over speculation and over analytical like stuff for like Attack on Titan and other fucking anime.
Oh, okay.
Where I just go so far with every single metaphor that it just loses all fucking meaning. Like, okay, have you watched Hyper's video on the Attack on Titan thing?
Yes, I've watched his video. He
Okay.
sent it to me because he knew I was gonna make an analysis for the opening, and he wanted to get it out before I made my video.
Like basically that, but like anime review form.
Oh,
all the way, like just over the top, ridiculous, total bullshit. Like basically like a middle finger to like Kampai Effect and like all the other people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love these guys. I love Kampai Effect. I love everybody. But sometimes when I'm watching these videos, I mean, like I said, I'm totally an offender of this too. Like you're like, okay, you know, that's bullshit. Like you're just fucking making that up now.
don't worry. I'd watch videos like that anyways because they'd be kind of similar to mine.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and move on to the third anime that I'm sure lots of people will get salty about. Apparently, I didn't know. Mir Nikki.
Yeah, Future Diary.
Future Diaries. We both like it.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I like it more than most people do. To a probably not a not even a fair degree, because I think on my anime list I gave it a 10 out of 10, and I knew it wasn't perfect. I just gave it a 10 out of 10 because I'm like, I enjoyed that enough where it deserves a 10.
Yeah, I think what did I give it? I gave it a pretty high score too, just because I really enjoyed Mir Nikki. Like when I watched it, okay, Mir Nikki was one of my first anime I ever watched.
Oh man, that must have been fun.
It was interesting, and that was when I was first starting to like look into anime analytically. And I remember like being so into it, like breaking it down, getting crazy about it, like as I was watching it. And then when the end thing, it's like multiple universes and stuff like that. I just kind of sat back and was like, really? Like this is how you gonna end this fucking anime?
Oh,
I
already
remember
knew it
being
was
so
gonna happen.
salty. Like I can totally get why people fucking hate the anime, because I think the worst thing in anime, not the worst thing, but one of the easiest way to get hate as an anime, like I think, like you were talking about Charlotte earlier, same thing.
Oh boy.
Is to have your anime actually be good at first. And then have it do a 180 and go totally think, oh fuck you, man, it's totally ass.
I'm sorry.
I'm an ass guy.
I prefer
Ass all
breasts.
day.
Okay, breasts are much better as far as I'm concerned because nothing gross comes out of it.
Have you watched Prison School?
No, I haven't.
Tits are a mere fucking imitation of the ass.
Oh, if you watch Keijo, they had
Keijo has ass too, man.
no, but Keijo had a part where a butt was imitating breasts, so it came full circle.
Fuck you. Like it's all lies. Hacks.
No, breasts any day. I'm sorry. It's just like I don't mind the other one's all right, but I'll take breasts any day.
Yeah. Anyway, but like, okay, let's go back to Mira Nikki. We got totally off track. But Mira Nikki, so I think okay, the reason why Mira Nikki is really good is because once again, it has really good psychological build up. I think the art style is like one of the best.
Oh, I
It's
love
like
it.
movie quality consistently throughout that anime. The 3D is a little bit weird at times, but like it's so rarely used, and it's used like in good taste.
So I think the reason why I even consider it a horror is mostly has to do with the main character, not Yuki, but the main actual character, Yuno, because something about her when I first started watching, it was just like I already kind of had guessed what was going on. The opening made some things kind of obvious to me because unfortunately I have the mother's basement skill of being able to predict shows because of openings, and she was just so unpredictable. Like she would just change her personality on a dime. I was terrified about what she would do constantly. That's what made this anime like actually scary to watch as far as I'm concerned, because it was like as much as she was saving Yuki the whole time, it was like, okay, but what is her intention here? Why is she doing this, and why is she change her personality so often?
Yeah, I have to admit that was one of the interesting things I really enjoyed about the anime is that Yuki would go from like crazy like so let's kill them all kind of thing, and he's
It's
like
Yuno,
no
not Yuki.
you know my bad scrub. I haven't watched it in like 5 years. Okay,
It
so
doesn't
give me a
matter.
break.
You don't betray the yandere queen and the ultimate yandere waifu, Gasai.
But basically, like I remember like one scene where she even started kind of fool me. Like, oh, okay, she finally kind of calmed down. She's finally starting to act normal. Like, okay, maybe she's not completely crazy. And then I remember like later on, she was like, all right, let's kill them all. Just fucking grabbed an axe and started going away. I'm like, oh, okay, well I was wrong.
Oh man, I just, I love it because it's like that whole show was like that, where it's just like every time she changed, I'm just like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And it was like anytime something happened, like somebody went after them, I'd be like, you'd live a lot longer if you didn't try to do these things. I don't know, I adored her the entire run, and I don't care what Hyper tries to tell me, because every time I try to say this, he laughs about it. Gasai has actual development, and it's kind of cool, okay? She's actually, like, got stuff to her. It's nice. She's a depthy character.
I have to admit, I enjoyed her. I mean, obviously she's like the most popular character from the anime, but I actually really enjoyed the main character too.
You liked
I
Yuki.
think I think, huh?
You liked Yuki.
Yeah, he was okay. I know a lot of people disliked him as a character, but I liked seeing him develop from someone who's basically like a little whiny bitch, which most anime main characters are, to someone who's like, all right, well, I gotta kill these people because I don't want to effing die. Like, I mean, towards the end of the anime, he's got like a fucking AK-47. He's just unloading. He's like, all right, screw this shit. Like, I'm fucking done. It's just funny to see him like deteriorate from someone who has like all this empathy and care in the world to someone who's like, all right, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'm gonna shoot some people and hope to God this ends soon.
That's the best way of wording it. Brian Nikki abridged, please, somebody. Because otherwise, like, dude, I swear, every time an abridged series doesn't happen, I am like halfway tempted to do it, but I don't know who the heck would voice act a character. I swear, it's like, I don't know. Yuki is a situation where he doesn't kill the anime for me. He's kind of like the Kirito situation where it's like, he doesn't really bother me. I just don't really care that much until later, in both cases, ironically enough. Because like Yuki takes so long to get past that whiny stage, but it doesn't matter to me because that whole time where he takes to get past it, Yuno's just being the best thing ever. So it doesn't even matter. Like, regardless of if he annoyed me or not, I didn't care because it was like, if Yuno wants to associate with him, I guess he's cool with me.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
So we're starting to run a little bit low on time. So let's go ahead and move on to some questions from the chat. So if you guys have some questions to ask us, please let us know.
Okay, I want to end the stream with one conversation though. There's just one
Okay,
specific.
let's go to one conversation. Go ahead.
Oh, like I'm saying after the questions, unless you want to do it now.
Oh, after the questions? I mean, we have some time.
I'm
Wanna do it right now?
gonna ask you: have you watched Sword Art Online?
Yeah, of course I've watched Sword Art Online.
Have you watched the second part, like this Sword Art Online 2?
I watched most of it.
What are your thoughts on the Gun Gale arc?
So bad.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
How? No, don't. No.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Sword Art Online for me, it's been like all right most of the time. Like I thought the first arc with Aincrad was 7 out of 10, and then Alfheim 6 out of 10. Because like even with the scenes that really ticked me off, it never really got on my nerves, and it had enough fighting scenes that were really good that I liked it. But Gun Gale, I feel like is the one time in the show I've actually been genuinely interested in what was going to happen. Even though, again, thank you, opening, for just not even being subtle about who Death Gun is.
Yeah,
but,
I know. Yeah, God.
But like, I think Gun Gale is where the show gets at its strongest because for once, it introduces a character that has some actual personality and depth beyond like the very like beyond Aincrad's Kirito and Asuna, because they kind of they had some stuff in the first arc, but it's like Gun Gale. I don't know how to pronounce her name because the show says Shinon. Yeah, Shinon. She has been so far, I think, the most developed and interesting character in the whole show, and for once, Kirito, I feel like has actually been kind of, I don't know, entertaining, I guess.
Oh my God, there's so many things I disagree with you on this.
Oh.
There's so many things. Okay, first off, Shinon is so overly dramatic that I wish he would just put that gun towards her. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
But no, okay. At least she has like some sort of backstory. Like, okay, so that's good job. Let's give them a little golf claps. Like, I'm proud of you. You built a backstory that's okay, a little over dramatic, but not terrible. But okay, the main antagonist, what's his name? Freaking Death Gun.
It's the dumbest thing.
He's legitimately murdering people over the fact that he built his character wrong.
Yes, I know.
That is no. I want you to stop. That is the catalyst to this anime. That is what starts this arc. And you're gonna like, no, that's not how it works.
Here, let me say this, okay? A bad villain doesn't matter to me. I don't care about the motivation because by the same token, I'd be like, yeah, I like Mario games. Bowser's motivation is, hey, I'm just gonna kidnap Peach. Like, there's nothing beyond that. So with him, I didn't care. In fact, the thing I liked about that villain is that bare minimum, compared to the other two villains, he was at least kind of frightening. Like, the way he did things, it wasn't, like, over the top and stupid like the second one who was just, he's like, oh, I want to rape a girl in a coma. That sounds like fun. Like, that was his motivation. So at least, like, with this villain, even when I knew who it was, I was like, okay, this guy is kind of scary, though. Like, he's actually legitimately frightening. As he goes, like, he just will kill somebody without thinking about it. I don't like his motivation. But at bare minimum, like, I'll give him some props for at least being a fucking good, like, scary villain.
Like I said, let's agree to disagree on this topic. Because there is this, there are just so many things that I would like to say about that, but I don't think, I mean, that would be an hour and a half long podcast. Because, oh my God. Okay. I'm hating on Sword Art Online. I don't despise Sword Art Online. I just think, in particular, like I said, Sword Art Online suffers kind of from the same thing as Charlotte. For me,
don't compare the two. Charlotte, I hate it with a passion. At least
I know. That's why I'm picking it. That's why I'm picking it because I know it gets under your skin. But Sword Art Online was like the first arc was actually pretty good. Like, I mean, Asuna was a really good kind of well-developed character. Sure, I think Kirito was Kirito, so there's nothing
he does develop in the first arc. I don't know if people noticed it, but he changes.
He changes after like the whole thing with the guild getting killed off. Like that was a really good story. Like I like that like that arc. But then after that, they go to like fucking whatever like fairy world that was, and I was like, kill me. Like from that point on, it was like, hey, do you know what incest is?
Oh,
yeah, let's make this a main plot point now.
So can I say this? Everybody was like preparing me for it. They're like, you better get ready. And my whole time I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be as bad as like the incest in Norimo. And it's like, no, it wasn't, because that never happened. She's just like, I like you, and he's like, fuck, I don't know how to deal with this.
She tried to kiss him while he was asleep. That's just, I don't know. like I have a sister, so that's just weird to me.
Yeah, I
Like,
have a
every time I
sister
see anything
too.
with incest, it's like, oh no, stop.
I have a sister too, but the thing is I've grown desensitized to just about every subject. And it's like the funny thing to me is I like to bring this up to really piss people off. Every time somebody's like, "Well, Yuri on Ice, it was amazing because we had a really different relationship portrayed in a normal way," and I'm like, "So how about Orimo? That did incest relationships in a pretty solid way, right?" And that makes people so mad because apparently, like that's like okay, I don't like incest; it's gross, but it's like, come on, if we're gonna do this, praise both of them, don't just praise one.
Okay. Wow, man, you went fucking deep there. God.
Well, no, it's just like it's been a thing because I watched Orimo. The first season I thought was fun. The second season wasn't as good, but mostly because it's like, okay, if you're going to drag me along for this fucking incest ride, please just finish it. Have them
Yeah.
get together at least because I don't like this already. I don't like the subject matter. But if you're gonna push me through all this and make me so uncomfortable, finish your plot.
There you go.
But so with Sword Art, it was just like, oh, okay, she likes him, whatever. Okay, this isn't nearly as bad as Orimo, and it's like it never went anywhere. Like he really Kirito's reaction to this was like, she's like, oh, I like you, and he's like, fuck, I don't know how to deal with this. What's wrong with you?
Okay. All
Wait,
right, that's fine.
they're making another Tokyo Ghoul.
Wait, 1 second. All right, let's go through some of the questions.
He says, who's
So,
hyped Tokyo Ghoul? What do you mean, like?
I haven't heard anything from Tokyo Ghoul season 3. I hope there's. I mean, there probably will be. I mean, Tokyo Ghoul was pretty successful.
I've watched through the first season and I'm getting through the second season of Tokyo Ghoul. I think the first season was really well done. I liked it a lot. I think Tokyo Ghoul overall's first season really captivated me. Second season so far, it hasn't been quite the same level of like it's just not as good. I don't know if it'll get better, but so far it's been like my main interest has really been the side characters, which I mean, props for making the characters interesting enough where I care about the side characters, but still like come on, let's 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 fix this. Like,
Yeah, well, okay, back to your point. I think season 1 for was really good because the side characters are really interesting, especially Kuromato. Like, he's one of my favorite all-time villains. Season 2, I enjoy it also because it switches focus to the main character. Like, towards the end, well, not towards the end, about the halfway point, you basically, like, actually get interested in the main character for once in the anime. Ken is, like, interesting. And it's like, oh, he's actually doing stuff now. That's nice. So I actually really enjoyed season 2. I know like there's a lot of controversy over that. So
oh well, I think it hasn't been as good because I actually kind of liked the present predicament that was provided, where it was like, hey, look at what he's going through. Basically, like, isn't this kind of screwed up? And I never really thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that'd be horrible. Imagine if one day you woke up, you couldn't eat normal food anymore, so all your favorite foods they're already gone, and now it's like, oh, by the way, you're gonna go kill people and eat them. Have fun. It's like, how would you have reacted? Because I'm pretty sure if I had been put in that situation, I'd be screwed. I'd have to go find a dead body that was already dead and just ignore what I was eating for life. It was just Tokyo Ghoul season 1. I thought was that's like I liked it the best because of the way the characters were. The second season, I just want to see where it's going because so far it's been like, oh, the music's really cool. It's like. That's kind of what it's been so far. Let's see. Anybody else got any other questions? Though? Because that's like, I'm going through Tokyo Ghoul for a theory video, and I think it'll be a fun one. But if anybody watches my channel, get ready because it's gonna get really fucked up.
yeah, people always get salty with your stuff. It's pretty great.
Oh, I don't mean that. I mean like I'm researching some really, really nasty stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's fun. People don't see. People complained about my Boku no Pico video. They're like, "Yo, I had to watch through this," and I'm like, "What do you think I had to edit?" So that's the situation. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I can deal with this. I've already had to hit for a Higurashi video. I got to do some fun stuff involving some. I got to research a bunch of different stuff, including formication, which is just a wonderful disease. It's really great. It's great. So with this, it's like this is just the next step, and now the government's gonna be wondering what am I doing?
Oh, by the way, guys, yeah, DuoReviews channel's in the description if you guys want to go check them out.
Yeah. Although correction, it's DuoReview, not DuoReviews.
No, no, I have a Duo review and I have apostrophe S because it's your channel.
Oh, well, I'm saying the
Boom!
title.
Oh man, you trying to fuck with me?
No, I'm talking about the title of the video.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, I was tired. I just noticed that. One second.
You're not the only one who's
Boom.
done it. Hyper, like,
Fix
literally still in the video, it still says DuoReviews, and I just never corrected him. I'm like, you know what? People will figure it out. Uh, so that's the thing. I'm hoping somebody else has some other questions, because otherwise I'm just going to pull out some random anime if we don't do that.
Actually, well, we're pulling the stream a little long. Generally, we ended around 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So let's go ahead and call it a night.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you so much for joining me, Duo. You have been freaking awesome. I love having people like you on my channel with interesting views, especially on incest.
Oh, you know, I'm making a video, like a comparative analysis video between Orihimo and Aramanga Sensei once it finishes, because somebody has to be stupid enough to do that, and I'm the only one who can watch those kind of anime now and be like, all right, let's just get through it. So it's like, again, that's the point I always bring up to screw with people. I think it's.
I mean, you're the person who put yourself through freaking Boku no Pico, so you know what? I believe in you.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, I regretted it, but people asked for it.
All right, guys. Well, his channel's in the description if you want to go check him out. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys say man and go watch that goddamn anime. And you can go ahead and do like a goodbye thing.
See you guys. I don't have any cool going away phrase.
You need to do that, dude. It's so great. I love my exiting out phrase. It's amazing. All right, see you guys.